Happy Monday morning, third grade. Miss G here with another book ballot. This is actually our last book election of the year. We just finished The Tale of Despero by DiCamillo, and that just warmed my heart with Despero's bravery, and he got his happy ending at the end of the story. And so now you get to vote on one last read aloud for third grade. We have just enough time. We have about 3 weeks of school left. So if we set some strong reading goals, we should be able to power through one last chapter book together. Okay, so vote wisely. You can post your vote to Class Dojo in a video. All right, there will be 4 candidates for this book ballot. Candidate number 1 is The Birchbark House by Louise Erdrich. I believe I'm saying her last name right. And this book was a National Book Award finalist, which is super cool. That means that it is a very wonderful book. I will read the synopsis on the back so you can get a sneak peek on what the book is about. Cactus and her family live on the land her people call the Island of the Golden-Breasted Woodpecker. Although the Chemehuecan, white people, encroach more and more on their land, life continues much as it always has. Every summer they build a new birchbark house. Every fall they go right to ricing camp to harvest and feast. They move to the cedar log house before the first snows arrive and celebrate the end of the long cold winters at maple sugaring camp. In between, Cactus fights with her annoying little brother Pinch, plays with the adorable baby Niwo, and tries to be grown up like her big sister Angeline. But the satisfying rhythms of their life are shattered when a visitor comes to their lodge one winter night, bringing with him an invisible enemy that will change things forever, but that will eventually lead Cactus to discover her calling. By turns moving and humorous, this novel is a breathtaking tour de force by a gifted writer. So this book, third grade, focuses on Native American culture and about a young girl named Cactus and her family. So if you're interested in learning about Native American culture and history, this is the book for you. Option number 1, Birchbark House. Option number 2 is Through My Eyes, and I believe that I've done a book talk on this book before, but this book is especially special to me because the author, Tammy Wilson, was a principal in St. Cloud, and I got to meet her when I was studying to become a teacher, and she is a fantastic lady. And the cool thing about this book is she wrote this story. It's fiction, so make-believe, but it's based on the real stories and experiences of her students, her elementary students in St. Cloud, Minnesota, which is so cool. And I remember earlier this year we had a conversation about Somali culture and the Muslim religion, and you guys had questions about the hijab, which is what this little girl's wearing. And so if you still have questions and you're wondering about Somali culture, this might be the book for you, but I will read the synopsis on the back so you remember what this book is about. After being caught in Somalia's horrific civil war, Zamzam escapes with her mother, sister, and brothers to America. But when she arrives, she learns that she has to deal with biases and stereotyping that she isn't prepared to handle. Zamzam dreams of making a difference in this world, and she wants to be seen as a person who has value. Through My Eyes is a story of compassion, empathy, and the importance of eliminating stereotypes to promote social justice. Join 11-year-old Zamzam as she navigates her way through her new country while embracing her Somali values. So this book is cool because it takes place in Minnesota, which is really very neat. So that's option number 2, Through My Eyes. Option number 3 was recommended to me by Mrs. Henley. I've never read this book before. It is called Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus, and our author is Dusti Bowling. And let's read the synopsis together so we can have an idea of what it's about. Avon Green didn't lose her arms in an alligator wrestling match or a wildfire in Tanzania. That's just what she tells people when she gets the looks. The truth is, Avon was born without arms, but at age 13, that hasn't stopped her from doing almost anything. Then her parents take a job running Stagecoach Pass, a rundown Western theme park in Arizona, and Avon has to leave everything she knows behind. Avon struggles to make friends at her new school, where the kids can't seem to see past her missing arms, but her life takes another unexpected turn when she meets Connor, a classmate who also feels isolated because of his own disability. Together, they discover an old storage shed at the park that holds bigger secrets than Avon could ever have imagined. It's hard to solve a mystery, help a friend, and face your fears. But Avon's about to find out what she's capable of and how far from an insignificant she is. Cool. So this is about a young girl, Avon, who goes through a big move to a Western theme park in Arizona, and she was born without arms, and it sounds like she faces her fears and solves a mystery, all while making a new friend named Connor. So that is the Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus, option number 3. And our last candidate for our book ballot is Flora and Ulysses. I know this was on our last ballot when we had our Kate DiCamillo showdown, because Kate DiCamillo is the author of the Tale of Despereaux. But this book received many votes, so I figured I'd put it on this ballot again. And just as a reminder, this book is about a girl named Flora and a squirrel named Ulysses, and it is a superhero comedy, which means humor, book about this girl who is a cynic. She questions everything, and this squirrel who seems like a normal squirrel, but he really is not. And they have different adventures. And the back of the book reads, "Together, Flora and Ulysses will conquer villains, defend the defenseless, and protect the weak," or something. So it is a humorous book. It's a crossover between a graphic novel, so you can see how there are pictures and speech bubbles where you can see the characters interacting. And it is also a novel with text too. So it's both, which is kind of cool. Alrighty, so that is option number 4, Flora and Ulysses. I will go through the options one more time so that way you are prepared to make your vote on Class Dojo. The first is The Birchbark House. The second is Through My Eyes. The third is Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus. And the fourth book is Flora and Ulysses. You can make your vote through a video post on Class Dojo, and make sure that you justify your response with evidence from this video. Why it is that you are voting for that book. Cool. Make your best vote. I will collect votes until 7 a.m. on Tuesday morning, because then we are going to kick off our new Read Aloud, the winner of our book ballot. So make your best vote. I will see you tomorrow morning with our new Read Aloud book.